Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start in about a minute. Thank you for your patience. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome VP and Country Manager, Google India, Preeti Lobana.
Good morning. Great. A really, really warm welcome to Google I/O Connect India 2026. I'm thrilled to have so many of you join us today, in person and over the live stream. We are all in such an exciting moment, right? We are watching India shape the global tech landscape in real time, driving a new era of AI leadership defined both by purpose and true India scale. Earlier this year, India brought the world together at the India AI Impact Summit. The country not only outlined AI's immense potential, but also demonstrated that the global advances of this powerful technology are most meaningful when they are anchored in tangible impact beyond the theory and beyond what's in labs to actual impact on the ground. At Google, we are really proud to partner with India in this historic moment. We committed our full stack approach to help build AI with India, for India, and including, if required, for the world. From investing in foundational infrastructure to anchor this ambition, to building intuitive AI tools that completely transform how people and businesses operate, to pioneering deep research and partnership with the local ecosystem to solve India's truly unique needs, and so much more. Now, innovating at India's scale and diversity requires a level of engineering that inherently redefines what is possible globally. We always say this in Google: if you can solve for India, you can solve for the world. And we want to give all of you, India's builders, all of you, the raw materials and secure architecture that powers this progress, which is why we have been bringing you the latest advances in our benchmark setting Gemini and Gemma models. Now, during the day today, you'll hear about the incredible pace of adoption for these models, especially for India's priorities. We will also showcase our deep partnerships with premier Indian institutions and the ecosystem to drive AI-powered innovation. And so much of that innovation is happening here right now in Bengaluru, from popular travel platform, Redbus using Gemini to offer its non-English speaking customers more inclusive interactions, to startups like AI Steth, which has used our MedGemma model to build a smart stethoscope that helps ASHA workers perform heart and lung screenings in rural areas. That's an amazingly powerful use case. Scaling impact of this magnitude requires more than just breakthrough technology. It requires a truly collaborative and active ecosystem of partners, builders like yourselves, academia, and the government, all working together to develop and build for the future. And I'm so pleased today that we are joined by a leader who has not just provided us such support, but has been partnering deeply with the ecosystem to drive Karnataka's tech-powered progress. Please join me in welcoming Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, Shri D.K. Shiv Kumar. Sir, We would be honored for you to join us on stage and share your thoughts to help set the tone for the day.
Good morning. Ellarigu namaskara. Thank you. Distinguished leaders from the Google, respected innovators, entrepreneurs, developers, researchers, policymakers, members of the media, industry leaders, and brilliant young minds of Karnataka and India. I hope globally a lot of leaders and young gentlemen who have been on the research as is witnessing this great event. Namaskar to all of them all over the world who have been watching. I was told more than 10 lakh youngsters are watching this great event. It is a great honor to welcome you to Google I/O Connect on India 2026 here in Bangalore. I think this is the air-conditioned city. You all are enjoying this weather, this culture, the vibration, what India has, which is India's capital and one of the world's most vibrant technological ecosystem which you have been experiencing here. There are very few places where every event like this feels so natural in Bangalore. Technology does not distance from everyday's life. We know that every generation inherits one technology that changes the course of human civilization, the steam of engine transfer industry. Today, electricity transforms cities. The internet transferred communication. Mobile transferred access to all of us. Today, artificial intelligence promises to transfer human capability itself. Today, everywhere I go, people ask me about AI, not simply as another technology, but as perhaps as the defining force of our generation. As a Chief Minister of Karnataka, I recently took over. You all know that. I stand before you with immense pride because of one of the places helping to shape the future of our state and the country and the world at large. I have always believed that every technological revolution begins with every simple questions, what I could do this differently. This spirit of courtesy is what has brought all of us together today. Today, it begins our conversation in coffee shops, inside your classrooms, inside the research laboratories. You discuss a lot of things. It became a startup sometime, it becomes a unicorn occasionally. It sees the change all over the world. That is the spirit of Bangalore and that is the spirit of Karnataka and it is India. I remember Swami Vivekananda gave us similar message in different worlds. Take up one idea, make that one idea your life. For Karnataka, that idea is very clear. We want to build one of the world's leading center of the response artificial intelligence. Today, Karnataka contributes nearly 40% of the India's software exports. Bangalore home is for more than 17,000 startup making of the India startup capital. You all know that. You all are experiencing it. Today, thousands of global capability centers have chosen Karnataka to design, engineers, and innovate products for the entire world. These numbers make proud, and you all are responsible for that. It is not only we, you have created, and you are responsible. I salute you on behalf of Karnataka. Google has been an extraordinary partner in that journey. For every 2 decades, Google has chosen Bangalore not merely an office location, but it is one of the most important global centers for engineering, research, and innovation. Most important that we have the energy. You have the energy of young people who has not asked for something can be built. They can how quickly it can be built and for them. Our entrepreneurs have built for one of the most demanding markets of the world. Developers not only consuming technology, they are creating. If a technology works for India across languages, incomes, disease, regions, and users for the world is watching India in AI. India can show that AI is the only about replacing tasks. Google has taken the deep meaning of relationship with India and especially with Bangalore. I salute Google for the same in the entire country. For millions of Indians, the first experience of internet came through Google products. These tools became a part of our daily life. Without Google, I think our life would have been at the same place we should have been. Our first ambitions to make Karnataka an AI native state, where AI native, I do not mean using AI as a slogan. We have decided that we are having to have we want to lay a foundation for AI, the first and the largest university by the government, creating an ecosystem will nature the world class. That is what we are looking at. So I want this event to be done in 3 cities. As you see that already the Google is working in the 3 cities. I think it is in Berlin, Beijing, and now it is in Bangalore. Today as we build as an AI innovation hub that will bring together startup, researchers, academics, and industries to the development of AI-led solution in Karnataka. We are taking AI beyond research labs in everyday life, AI learning from the school level also. We are just looking at, as Karnataka's position India's technology capital, we are laying the foundation for AI, first and the largest university, as I said, an ecosystem that will nurture the world-class riches and the next generation of the AI talent. We will build an AI innovation hub. Our government is introducing even at the school level in the primary, so that we want to create a big ecosystem where our talent is the biggest strength. You all know that the Karnataka's big strength is the human capital, that you all are being responsible for it. As we are also establishing a next generation green data center in the coastal district as well near Bangalore. That is our big discussion which we are taking up. Google contribution, especially the Google's contribution to India, goes far beyond the products. It has transferred how people search from the knowledge. Some companies build products. Google has built habits. For that, Karnataka remains deeply grateful to all of you. Google relationship with India is much deeper than business. For millions of Indians, their first experience of the internet came through search, through Android, through YouTube, through Maps, through Chrome, through Google Pay. These are the never just products. They became the habits. They transform how students learn, how business grows, how government delivers services, how billions of people across knowledge every single day. That is an extraordinary contribution all of you have made. For nearly 2 decades, Google has chosen Bangalore not merely as an office location. I was told that Google employs more than 18,000 of people in India, and in Bangalore it is 12,000. This is a great number which you have got, and this is the talent city which you all have been working here. About almost 2/3 of whoever is working in Google is working in Bangalore. So I salute all the leaders and the policymakers of Google who have chosen this city and the state, make this India and Bangalore proud. The confidence has strengthened Karnataka technology ecosystem immensely. Today I invite Google to become an even more deeper partner in Karnataka next chapter. I am here as a Chief Minister to tell you, I am ready to give you any support you want. You will be the leader. You have to take up the leading. We will support you in whatever. Let us build AI for education. Let us build AI for healthcare, agriculture, climate reliance, and urban mobility, which you are facing. I know that the population of Bangalore is 1.4 crores. Earlier, when I was a UD minister about 25 years, it was just 60, 70 lakhs. Now it is 1.4 crores and about 1.35 crore vehicles are there. I am finding difficult, but still we are there with your support. We will try to sort out this problem. To support startup solving various issues, I think we are ready. You please guide us. Let us all work together. I always tell, joining together is the beginning. Discussing together is the progress. Working together is the success. Let us all work together. Let us make Karnataka proud. This is a part of India. This is not a city. This is a global city. It is your city. We will work together to solve out all the problems. Let us all, once again, I request you. So here, your research lab, I was told that your research lab in India is located in Bangalore and doing a great research, and a skilling of teachers and educators is taken up here in a very big way. So again, I would like to assure you that Government of Karnataka stands with you, committed with you, partnered with you for your growth, country's growth, and the Google, whatever is there should be on the top, which has been remained always. I wish you all the best. Once again, I would like to thank you for inviting me, giving me an opportunity, and to create more learning for more Karnataka. Together, let us make Karnataka one of the largest laboratories for helping the Google. I once again thank you for believing Karnataka. Thank you for believing India. May this partnership continue to go stronger in the years ahead. Friends, we are not gathered here merely to discuss technology. We are here to shape the future with it. To every developer here, build boldly. To every entrepreneurs, dream big. For every researchers, keep innovating. For every student, never stop learning. Karnataka has always helped to shape the future of technology. Together, let us build a future that innovative, inclusive, and trusted. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka, Jai Google.
Please put your hands together to welcome Senior Director Research, Google DeepMind, Dr. Manish Gupta.
Thank you, Honorable Chief Minister, for your inspiring words. Your support to Karnataka's talent, tech sector, and commitment to human-focused development is so encouraging and resonates strongly with us. For throughout our efforts to advance the AI era, we have been guided by a key principle, that the ultimate metric of AI's progress isn't just the size of the model's parameters, but how people are using them to drive positive transformation and change. We have seen India championing this with relentless adoption of our AI across every tier of the economy. From a sari merchant in Surat using Gemini to write product descriptions and engage with international customers, to Bengaluru-founded startup Emergent, which is using Gemini APIs to help businesses build custom AI-powered software for India's scale and diversity. Large enterprises like Tata Steel are using our AI on Google Cloud to strengthen customer relations, employee experiences, and shop floor safety. And especially thrilling for us, the National Health Authority has leveraged our Gemma 4 models and open source toolkit for its new Arogya Setu 2.0 app. This is opening a new chapter for digital health in India. In each instance, AI has been a powerful catalyst for growth and deeper and broader engagement. And with the capabilities of Gemini Live now expanding significantly, bringing support for natural language conversations in more than 25 Indian languages and dialects, we expect this potential to grow further. We are committed to accelerating this momentum. I'm extremely pleased to announce that Google DeepMind is bringing our intensive Lab-First AI Research Foundations curriculum to India. This program equips Indian developers and students with deep tech skills to build, fine-tune, and align large language models. Learners can access the AIRF curriculum on the Google Skills platform. Higher educational institutions and industry organizations can incorporate it into their own program. ISC Bangalore has already started, and NASSCOM will make this curriculum available on Future Skills Prime. Even AVPN, a network of social investors, will work with local partners to bring AIRF to learners across India. We aim to empower India's current and future builders to lead AI-powered innovations from the front, while also helping cement India as the world's premier talent and research engine. And to further equip the educators preparing India's future leaders, Google DeepMind is deepening our collaboration with the Atal Innovation Mission. We are launching ATL Sathi, a desktop web application that supports teachers with a Gemini-powered assistant. It helps teachers deliver the Atal Tinkering Labs curriculum through engaging video and audio overviews, and curates hands-on experiments for young tinkerers in the lab. We're rolling out ATL Sathi to 100 schools across the country with the aim to bring it to 10,000 schools by the end of the year. We can't wait to see the combined force of AI-skilled teachers and students across India unlocking unlimited potential and shaping a brighter future for the entire nation. All of you here today have been playing an important role in this effort. You have placed the nation on the path for progress and are moving India ahead at an awe-inspiring pace. That's why we have been prioritizing how you build with AI. We know that you are driven to reach more users, build cheaper, and ship faster. And the advanced AI and agentic capabilities that you'll hear about today are aimed at helping you do just that. Over the rest of the day, Seshu, Dan, Jamal, Paul, Shweta, and Richard will show you how this supercharged agentic era is reaching your fingertips across our stack, from AI to Android, Chrome, and cloud. The agentic era is going to support unprecedented innovation, productivity, and especially action. And we want to ensure that every step of this journey is grounded in durable trust and safety. Harsh, Pankaj, and a special guest will talk about some of our newest advances in this respect. And Karthik will close by sharing how our accelerator and community programs can help power your journey from ideation to market. We're so excited by everything you have built and will continue to build for India and the world. And we hope that everything that you see here opens new opportunities and avenues for AI-powered discovery and innovation. Now, to shift the day into high gear with the latest from our AI stack, here's Seshu.
Thank you, Manish. Hello, Bengaluru. It's incredible to be here at IO Connect, a couple of years after I did it last time. I'm Seshu Ajarapu. I lead the Applied AI team at Google DeepMind. My journey with DeepMind actually started over a decade ago. Back in 2014, I was part of the team that helped bring DeepMind into the Google family. At that time, DeepMind was just a small but brilliant research lab in London, making headlines for using reinforcement learning to teach AI agents how to play classic video games. Over the last 10 years, I have had a front row seat as DeepMind has transformed from that focused research lab into the engine room powering AI innovation across all of Google and beyond. Today, our Gemini models are deployed in virtually all of Google's first-party products and platforms, reaching billions of users worldwide. But we aren't stopping at Google's own products. We believe that for our models to be truly transformative, it's not enough for us to perform well on academic benchmarks. They must work flawlessly on the complex, messy, and critical use cases that matter the most to all of you, our enterprise users and developers. That is exactly what my team does. We bridge the gap between cutting-edge research and the real-world applications. We do some of this work right here in India. You just heard Manish talk about our fantastic collaboration with Atal Tinkering Labs education project. We're also deploying these capabilities at a global enterprise scale. Recently, we launched with City Wealth a product called City Sky, an AI-powered digital avatar built with DeepMind technologies on Google Cloud that gives users hyper-personalized financial guidance. It's a perfect example of how multimodal AI can completely transform customer experiences. We're hard at work helping many other customers transform their business with our models. In particular, the launch of Gemini 3.5 Flash at Google I/O back in May unlocked many agentic use cases where models just don't answer questions, but autonomously reason and execute tasks on your behalf. But talking about it isn't enough. I want you to see it in action. To kick us off, I'd like to invite Dan Nanas from our Applied AI team, who will show you how quickly you can build an agentic workflow using our Anti-Gravity 2.0 harness. Dan, take it away.
Thanks, Seshu. Hello, everyone. It's great to be back in Bengaluru. I haven't been here in about 10 years, and I'd like to leverage Gemini's multimodal capabilities to build something uniquely suited to the small business in the Indian market. Okay, so imagine a local Kirana store owner at the end of a busy day. They've spent the whole day interacting with customers and selling their products. The last thing they want to do is manually update their inventory software. Let's see how Gemini's multimodal capabilities can help. With just a photo of their shelf, and of course, any resemblance to real products is purely coincidental. Okay, here we go. So let's build an agent here in the anti-gravity harness. I'll drop a photo into Gemini Flash. Here's our photo. Okay, and I'm giving it a very specific prompt. Analyze this shelf, identify what product is missing, estimate how many units are needed, and output a clean JSON payload for our supplier. And it's working. Look at that speed. Okay, Flash's multimodal reasoning just processed the image, recognized the missing noodles, calculated the physical gap, and gave us a perfect structured JSON. But an agent needs to take action, so I'll input another prompt. Our shop owner doesn't use email. He uses WhatsApp to connect with his distributor. So let's have Gemini draft a WhatsApp message to the local distributor, draft a WhatsApp message in English to our supplier asking for this restock tomorrow, and keep it short. After the message, generate and display a clickable WhatsApp deep link using this exact URL format. And let's see how it did. And there it is. Okay, here's the fun part. Baya Mohan Lal Kirana Store, ki liye kal 10 packets, dagi noodles, deliver karva dina. All right, thank you. And in two minutes, with zero code, we've built a multimodal supply chain. Seshu, back to you.
Thanks, Dan. As Dan said, in just a few minutes, you saw us go from a messy photo of a shelf to complete a complete supplier order. We used Gemini 3.5 Flash for reasoning in our anti-gravity harness. We're no longer writing just code. We're assembling intelligent workflows end to end. And the magic doesn't stop with the Gemini family of the models. Our Gemma family of open models is powerful, lightweight, and built on cutting-edge Gemini 3 research. This enables development and innovation at scale. In fact, our latest Gemma 4 models have been downloaded over 200 million times in just 3 months since their launch. And our sector-specific models, they're also open, like MedGemma, are enabling high-impact use cases across the world, including right here in India. I'd like to invite Dr. Somesh Gupta, Professor of Dermatology, to share more about how his team at AIIMS Delhi is using MedGemma. Dr. Somesh?
Thank you, Seshu, and it's a pleasure to join all of you today, a very energetic audience. At the Department of Dermatology and Venereology at AIIMS New Delhi, we care for patients from across the country. And much of our work comes back to one stubborn problem. In dermatology, diagnosis often depends on what trained eyes can see and recognize the patterns. And trained eyes are in short supply outside our major cities. And skin diseases are a leading cause of non-fatal disease burden in India. Beyond the clinical impact, they lead to catastrophic health expenditure and significant loss of employment, creating a profound socio-economic burden. We believe AI could help close this gap. We have been working with Google to leverage MedGemma combined with curated localized Indian dataset to build Indus Derma, a mobile AI screening tool for dermatologists level accuracy. Designed for medical practitioners and frontline healthcare workers, it assists in the identification of a spectrum of conditions from common dermatosis like simple acne to disabling skin conditions like eczema. The app takes an image and using the text description of symptoms helps identifying skin conditions. MedGemma brings together clinical image, patient history, and symptom description using multimodal AI to generate structured, context-aware clinical insight, helping healthcare professionals make faster and more informed decisions. And since the underlying model has been trained specifically to diverse Indian and South Asian skin tones, we are already seeing 80% accuracy in detection of high-volume conditions like acne and alopecia areata. This demonstrates a promising step towards narrowing the clinical gap between specialized care and underserved population.
Thank you, Dr. Somesh. That was extremely inspiring. I'm thrilled to share that AIIMS is now also using MedGemma to build models for 2 more use cases, 1 for leprosy and 2 for sexual and reproductive health. These new models will support patients, doctors, and healthcare professionals in identifying and managing conditions based on images and text inputs. The outcomes of all the models that AIIMS Delhi is building will be open sourced to contribute to India's digital public infrastructure. The tools to solve incredibly complex, localized problems for India and for every Indian are in your hands right now. We cannot wait to see how you innovate with them. Now to see how we are transforming Android development, here is Jamal.
Thanks, Shushu. I'm Jamal, Director of Android Developer Experience. I'm so excited to join you here in India. There's a lot of innovation happening in the world of Android, so let's get into it. We are enabling you to orchestrate agents to create incredible Kotlin Android apps that scale across the ecosystem of Android devices. From AI Studio to Android Studio, there are more places than ever before to create a great Android app using AI. Our goal is to help both new creators and professional developers publish an app or game and get into consumer devices around the world. Today, I'm going to cover 3 updates that you want to incorporate into your workflow. Number 1, when developing in the terminal with your agent, use Android CLI with Android skills and knowledge base to incorporate best practices and gain greater LM token efficiency. Number 2, for deeper work, use agent mode in Android Studio with your model of choice to take your app to the next level. And number 3, with models evolving almost every month, use Android Bench to figure out which model and agent work best for your Android development workflow and company policy. Okay, let's jump into demos to see these in action. Okay, here I am in the terminal, and whether using the Anti-Gravity CLI or other agent CLI tools of choice, you can connect with the Android CLI to have agents tackle the tedious tasks that can make your app great. So for example, I'm working on a new travel app called Jetpacker, which helped me plan for my trip to see you all here in India. I've been working on features that for a while, but I have a to-do to check on intents of my app for security vulnerabilities. Let's use the Anti-Gravity agent with the Android CLI to make my app safe. So, as you can see, this is a regular Android app with screens and business logic, but let me check on the security. Let me open up a fresh tab, which has a prompt that reads, audit the Android code base for component and intent security, and document any hardening changes in a best practice security AI update report. Okay, let's press enter and let Anti-Gravity get to work with the help of Android CLI. Okay, now this can take some time, so let me take to another tab where I've already kicked off the same question and have the final results and report. Okay, the skill helps the agent understand all the ways intents can be used to define secure code patterns so that agents can locate and implement bug fixes. Okay, here's what it improved. Okay, it completely eliminated a vulnerability that allowed malicious apps to bypass my security verification checks. And secondly, the agent adopted the latest intent sanitizer API, ensuring only trusted app traffic can enter my app. Now, the CLI is great for many of my agent tasks, but many times I use the UI of my app for tasks like converting from XML to Compose. This is where the agent mode in Android Studio is helpful. So let me transition to Android Studio. So here's all my screens in my Jetpacker app that I haven't had time to convert from XML to Jetpack Compose. In agent mode, I can either use any model, local or remote. And the latest version of Android Studio, we make it even easier than ever before to download a free local Gemma model right in the IDE that can be used completely offline. Now in this case, I'm going to use Gemini 3.5 with the Android skill to help me migrate from XML to Compose. Okay, let me add a quick prompt. And press enter. And it says, migrate my layout from XML to Jetpack Compose. and it's thinking. And as you can see, the agent goes right away to find the right skill and analyze the project. All right, for interest of time, I'm going to stop this here and switch over to a run I did earlier this morning to see the conversation. All right, so you can see here, we had a nice, healthy conversation. The agent called the right skill in context. Pretty nice. And what's great is that these skills are built in right into Ender Studio and updated. So let's take a look at the results. And here we go. We have a nice composed layout converted from XML. And plus, we have a nice dark theme, all with the help of Gemini. Pretty cool. So now that my app is in Compose, I want to get my agent to help my app to become an adaptive layout. So let me switch to my app that's further along in the process. All right. The app looks pretty good, but this is no longer about having Android just in your pocket. With over 580 million large screen devices in active use, users are expecting seamless experiences across foldables, tablets, wearables, in-car displays, laptops, and XR. So looking at my app, I'm not using the best amount of space here, especially when clicking to my itinerary and the trip details. So let's make this adaptive for my Pixel Fold device. So let me open up agent mode. Now, fortunately, we have a skill for that right in Ender Studio. So let me paste in a prompt. And it says, make my app adaptive, in particular, a list detail screen between the itinerary and the detail screen. Now, like before, the agent mode gets right to work, pulling in the correct skill, in this case, adaptive, right out of the box. Now, for the sake of time, let me pause here and go to a run I did earlier this morning. Now, as you can see, the agent had a pretty good conversation. Again, it pulled up the right adaptive skill. All right. Now, let's look at the final results. I'm going to click on my itinerary, click on two-panel results, and there we go. My app has a nice two-panel layout that works nicely with my foldable. Pretty nice. Clap. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. All right. So last thing. All right. We know that output of the agent can depend a lot on the model you're using. If you ever want to see how your model stacks up for Android development, check out the Android Bench site, which has monthly updates on the latest models and agents for Android development. Okay, that wraps up our demos. So in case you forgot, we talked about three things. One, using Android CLI on the terminal. Two, using agent mode in Android Studio for the deep work and code validation. And three, use Android Bench to understand the best models and agents to use for Android development. We just scratched the surface on how we help you build the high-quality Android Kotlin apps. We have even more talks later on today on all these topics, so please check them out or come find us at the demo booth. Now to hear about the latest in how we build for the modern web, please welcome Paul and Sweta.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, Shri D.K. Shivakumar. Sir, thank you so much for your words of encouragement and your support.
Hello, Bengaluru. Hello. We're so excited to be here today to talk about the latest in Chrome and the web.
Yeah, it's such an amazing time to be building for the web. But we want to start by taking us back to many of our childhoods in the 90s when we first discovered the web. So I have up here a replication of my bedroom, very similar to my bedroom. I had all my books to read when I was a kid. Actually, I didn't really have any of these books because when I started development, it was Perl, SHML includes, and the Apache web server. But I had this computer, and it had this modem, and a brand new thing called a web browser. It was incredible. I could browse directory sites, I could go to home pages, meet new friends, and then I could use this new thing called web-based email, and I could talk to these new friends all over the world. It was amazing. But as a kid, the most important thing for me was games, right? I could play these things on the web.
Oh my God, Paul, you had a whole bedroom to yourself. That was like my ultimate 90s dream because I was sharing one with my sibling, and it was like a daily exercise in conflict resolution. But anyway, since we're talking about our childhood, and we are here in Bengaluru, how about we give this space a proper Desi twist? Could we use AI to reimagine this room into something every 90s kid here is going to recognize?
Yeah, of course, we'll give it a go. I'm going to try and Daisify this room. So I'm going to say, make this room Indian. Do you think it's going to work? Here we go. Brilliant. So this is all powered by WebMCP. Now, WebMCP is an experimental open technology or specification that allows your web application to expose structured tools and JavaScript functions and things like HTML forms directly to browser-based agents. And so, as you can see here, I've exposed a lot of functionality of the web page to WebMCP. And we just did a single step where we changed the room. However, LLMs are really good at chaining multiple steps together. So we could say something like, I don't know, maybe reboot the computer, spin the chair, turn off the desk lamp, and zoom in. And if we press go, it should chain all of these things together. There we go. Brilliant. Let's reboot the computer.
That was incredible. Now, many Indian companies are already experimenting with WebMCP, enabling agents to browse faster and fulfill their users' tasks more reliably. And you can try it yourself. WebMCP is available to experiment as an origin trial today in Chrome 149. Now, this is great for agentic experiences. But what if I wanted to add client-side AI functionality directly within my site, and with different types of input too, like image, text, or audio?
Yeah, so the prompt API is our answer to this, and it's stable as of Chrome 148, and it gives you direct access to Gemini Nano in the browser. It supports multimodal inputs and also structured JSON outputs as well. So as you can see here, I'm going to do some image analysis on a image. There's me. And I'm going to use the on-device model, once our corporate security overlords let me upload, to analyze the image. And so it says, middle-aged? What? Oh, it hallucinates sometimes, right?
No, Paul, don't listen to this. You're beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Now, alongside Prompt API, we also have an ultra-efficient local model, Gemma 197M, which now powers our task-specific APIs like text summarizers, all directly in the browser. Make My Trip, for example, has been experimenting with Gemma 197M to summarize booking details on device, and it allows them to scale smoothly across low and high-end hardware. Now, while WebMCP and built-in models are changing how users interact with the web, this agentic era is also redefining the way we build for the web. AI tool usage is growing exponentially, but there's an underlying challenge because the models that are underlying this are trained on data that can be a year out of date. And we all know that the web evolves much more quickly. So as a developer, you'd want the agent-generated code to align with the latest standards. So, to help your tools to build for the web of today, we're introducing 2 new workflows. Paul, could you tell us more about it?
Yeah, of course. So our first is our preview of modern web guidance. And this gives you a curated and updated set of expert vetted skills, and it already covers 137 different use cases and guides as of this week. Now, critically, these skills have been evaluated against models, and we can see that by guiding these models, you get better outcomes. Now, you can also install this with a single click inside Antigravity, or you can use npx Modern Web Guidance install, and it instructs agents to exactly which web features are supported and how to automatically generate backwards compatible fallbacks if needed. And for Times Internet, this is helping their teams build more confidently for the modern web, whether that's adding new features or updating their existing code base. And we've seen over 140,000 downloads in this early preview phase. And we really want to develop this with you to solve the challenges that you face building for the web. So check it out and give us feedback.
Yeah, and the second area we've been working on is Chrome DevTools for Agents, which is an MCP server for DevTools, and it enables your coding tools to have autonomous, real-time access to runtime debugging data. And this creates a powerful closed feedback loop. So the agent can write the code, it can run it can perform the audits on it, and then autonomously go and fix any issues it finds with little or no human intervention. Policy Bazaar has incorporated DevTools for Agents in their workflow and reduced manual effort by 92%, letting their developers focus on more complex tasks. Now, Paul, we've just talked about some great announcements that make the web a first-class citizen, right, for agents and developers. But when it comes to an everyday user like me who's browsing the web, I definitely want my interactions to be fast and beautiful too. No lag and no jank.
Yeah, we've definitely been thinking about that a lot. And at Google, we've got a lot of good news to share, right? So we measure speed on the web with Core Web Vitals metrics. But if you're building a single-page app, you normally struggle to measure these metrics for navigations inside the page. Now, we've solved that with SoftNavs in Core Web Vitals, which makes it easier for you to measure your site's performance, and also we've introduced new primitives that are changing the way that you build sites. Now, this is a clock. You know, I can hear you now, like, Paul, we've had clocks since before the invention of the computer. But the thing here is, and the most important piece, is that we're doing this just in HTML without JavaScript because we have a new primitive called declarative partial updates. This is just something we've never been able to do before. And it's going to enable new things like placeholder UIs without heavy JavaScript. And as you can see here with Flipkart, they replace their banner and their carousel placeholders when it's ready, and it all just keeps the page fast because there isn't JavaScript.
That's really actually impressive. And another thing I really love is the new UI primitives that we're investing in, like element-scoped view transitions, like this. Previously, animating a component required running view transitions on the entire document. But now, with element-scoped view transitions, you can now start a transition on individual components only, and you can even run multiple transitions in parallel, all without blocking any of the active page interactions or affecting the intermediate layout states.
Yeah, and we're also investing in new APIs like border shapes, scroll state container queries, overscroll areas, with the whole goal to make it easier and simpler to create user interfaces that feel at home on the user's device. But we really want to break the boundary between the traditional web layouts and enable altogether new experiences that we've never been possible on the web, that have never been possible on the web. And that's where the new HTML in Canvas API comes in, that enables you to embed traditional HTML and CSS layouts within WebGL and WebGPU-based experiences. And this is what you're seeing right here, my bedroom demo here. Everything inside the computer screen is HTML and CSS, all embedded inside this 3D environment. That means elements remain fully searchable, so search for animated, accessible, see if we can kind of selectable, translatable. Yep, translatable is the more important one. So I'm actually learning Welsh at the moment. and we can kind of translate the entire contents of the page. It's brilliant. This gives your amazing 2D and 3D experiences. It lets you build them, but without losing the core pieces of functionality that we expect from a modern browser.
Yeah, true. And I think this is one of the biggest changes to HTML in a decade. And the good news is that HTML in Canvas is available for you to start experimenting with in Chrome 148. Now, overall, our goal is to make the web a first-class citizen for users, for developers, and agents. And with these latest tools, browser intelligence, and next-generation rendering, we're more excited than ever about the future of the web. Now, it's time for us to step out of the 90s bedroom and invite Richard Sarota to talk about the latest in cloud.
Hey everybody, great to see you. We are going to talk about AI agents today. I'm not going to do it from Paul's bedroom because I don't know him that well and that would be awkward. So we're going to step out of there. But AI agents are everywhere else, I guess including his bedroom. They're powering your vehicles. They're helping people plan inventory at your favorite retailers. They're helping lawyers prepare contracts. They're sparking brainstorming sessions within your team, thousands of other things. This is probably one of the biggest and fastest tech transformations I've ever seen in my career. But why do we need agents in the first place? Let's talk about that. Whether you're a solo developer, whether you're sitting in a small or medium business, or even a large enterprise, one thing agents do is they give us a powerful way to scale our work. They allow us to automate all the toil that gets in our way while pursuing brand new areas that we just never had time to do before. But I think we've learned something. We've learned that agents actually need a platform. No agent is an island. Beyond that agent code itself, I need these surrounding set of capabilities to give my agents context, to make them discoverable, to run them, to secure them, and to manage them in production. So first, you're going to want a platform to help you build new agents. With Google's Agent Studio, you actually can build them and store all the information they need, all with no code, which is pretty amazing. You'll also depend on a platform when you want to build with agents. Here's where agents help you build just regular software, even help you build agents themselves. Let me show you an example. So for this case, I'm going to use Google Antigravity because I make good choices, but you can use any agentic coding tool you like with a lot of Google Cloud's capabilities here. So here I'm going to be in GitHub, and first just to show you that we have over 50 agent skills we've built that play with your favorite tools and help you work with Google Cloud services and products, use our best practices, things like that. Now I can load those skills into tools like Antigravity, and I can see, for example, that I could use that Cloud Run skill to make sure that my agent harness knows how to properly deploy to Cloud Run, which is great. We also have over 60 managed MCP servers that give my agentic product all the tools it needs to actually connect and understand Google technology. So it uses all the latest Google Cloud docs, whether that's Firebase, whether that's Cloud, Android, you name it. One of my favorite ones. So watch this. We just shipped a new feature on Friday for Cloud Run sandboxes. They're amazing, a cool way to actually do some isolated code in Cloud Run. No LLM knows about this. We just shipped it on Friday. So your LLM might hallucinate an answer. But because I am using that new MCP server that pulls our latest cloud documentation, it's actually looking at this. You can see it's calling that MCP tool. And what I'm going to get back is a grounded, accurate answer that's exactly right about how to use these new sandboxes, even though this product just came out 3 days ago. That's pretty awesome. So the platform helps me build better with AI, but you probably just don't want an agent running on your computer half open all day. You actually want to need it running somewhere else where you don't have to worry about it all the time and whether you have to watch it or not. So Google Cloud makes it easier to run agents. We offer a purpose-built agent runtime, as well as options for those of you already familiar with things like GKE, Kubernetes, and Cloud Run. In addition, your agent needs a platform that also helps you protect the agents, manage them, secure them. So let's take a look at how we do this with the Gemini Enterprise Agent Platform. So from here, I'm in Agent Platform. Let's jump over here. And we can see that first off, I can see a running list of any of the agents I have. But also what's pretty great is we have an agent registry, which can list all of our agents, can list all of our different endpoints, MCP servers, things like that. It makes everything discoverable, which is super powerful. Now for each agent, what's pretty great too is I get telemetry for each agent. I have observability information. What tools did I call? What models did I call? How many tokens did I use? And much, much more. It's amazing. Now each one of these agents has their own identity. This is really important because we don't want to over-permission our agents on the platform. We want them to have unique identities that we can add rights to. And then if I want to control what they have access to, I can actually set up a vigorous agent gateway. This controls what outbound endpoints my agent's allowed to access and make sure it can't access things it shouldn't. So we just talked about there, the platform helps me run and govern agents at scale. Really important. But finally, we actually need help keeping everything healthy and running. Right? Once we've got to production. The Google Cloud Platform gives you many ways to run with agents. This means getting all the autonomous help that you need to troubleshoot, to optimize, continuously protect your most important resources. Let me show you what I mean. Things go wrong sometimes, honestly, especially if you're me. Most of my demonstrations, we'll see how this goes. But our modern apps and agents, look, they're complicated. There's a lot of moving parts. Where do you look when an issue pops up? This is where Gemini Cloud Assist comes in really handy. These agents actually provide all sort of help keeping your agent up and running. Watch this. I have an application that failed, and these applications consist of lots of components, web applications, AI agents, databases, other resources. Where do I even start? In this case, right from the cloud logging interface, I'm actually able to click one of these and trigger one of these Cloud Assist investigations. What happens here is it actually scours all the service logs, explores all the settings, and then in moments actually gives me an answer to my question and gets me to a root cause much faster. This is site reliability engineering as a service, which is pretty amazing. So the platform gives me and uses agents to actually keep my environment healthy, which is awesome. But look, an agent without a platform, it's kind of just a prototype, right? With Google Cloud, whether you're choosing the right AI model, grounding all of your agents with data, running your agents reliably and securely at scale, Google Cloud offers you the best platform for every part of your agent lifecycle. But a platform without sovereign control, I don't know, for many of you here in India, that's going to be a deal breaker. So today, we're actually going to remove that trade-off. First, starting right now, Gemini 3.5 Flash is available in India with strict in-country ML processing controls. There we go. It's amazing. So whether you're using the Gemini Enterprise app, you're using our agent platform, your data and your inference stays physically within our Indian data centers. Absolute data residency. But what if you want to run completely off cloud? For absolute sovereignty as well, Gemini on Google Distributed Cloud is now generally available here. This is fully air-gapped, on-premises AI. It runs completely disconnected from the public internet, giving you a true digital airlock for defense, for government, any of your high compliance workloads. Yeah, it's great. So this is one of the first times you no longer have to choose between compliance and frontier AI. You get them both right here in India. So let's build. Now I'm excited to introduce Harsh to talk about something that's on the minds of every business and government leader, AI safety. Thank you.
Good morning, Bengaluru. I hope you have enjoyed the session so far. The demos that we just saw prove one thing. We have officially crossed into the agentic era. We are giving software intent and agency. And once this software starts making autonomous choices in milliseconds, the question is no longer, can I build this? The question is, can I trust this? And hence, to talk about securing in the agentic era, please join me in welcoming Pankaj Rohatgi, Vice President, Technical Foundations and Research at Google. Hi, Pankaj. Welcome.
Yeah, good to be here.
Please. Awesome. Pankaj, it's great to have you here. My first question, when we look at the sheer velocity that the developers are building agents right here, how do we make sure that the defenses keep up without turning security into a massive roadblock?
Harsh, first I'd like to say it's great to be here in Bengaluru, and the energy here is incredible. And to answer your question, the old assumptions about security are completely shattered. We just wrapped up our M-Trends 2026 report, and there is one statistic in there that really paints the picture of what's happening. The median time it takes for a threat actor to execute a network compromise is only 22 seconds.
Wow, 22 seconds. That's barely enough time to realize something is wrong, let alone to stop it.
Exactly, Harsh. It's a mathematical impossibility for humans to defend at that speed. We call it the defender's dilemma, because attackers have to be right only once, but defenders have to be right every single time. And so we have to rethink how we do security. We can't just build large breaks and slow the developers down. Instead, security has to be like an immune system, which is built into the infrastructure, into the ecosystem, and is running a machine speed.
Pankaj, I love the analogy. It's an immune system and not a break. But imagine a 3-person startup here in Bangalore does not have the resources to manually combat machine speed hacking. So how is your team actually helping with that immune system to give them the defender's advantage?
So Harsh, the way we are doing it is we are trying to leverage AI to strengthen the foundational safety of the ecosystem. So the startup is not alone, and they don't have to face the attackers alone. We are building specialized AI guardian agents to handle the heavy lifting behind the scenes. First, at the code layer, we built CodeMender, which is a self-healing tool that not only identifies vulnerabilities, but also creates patches in the style of the code base. And it's already proven to be very effective by upstreaming around 72 fixes into open source projects. And this just shows that the patches that it creates are really good. Second, at the operational layer, over the last 2 or 3 years, we've made incredible progress. And today, I'm proud to share with you SecGemini 3. SecGemini 3 combines Google's advanced reasoning models with near real-time telemetry coming from Mandiant, from Google Threat Intelligence, so that it can completely automate several security operations like digital forensics, threat intelligence, malware analysis. So let's see SecGemini in action.
This is SecGemini 3, a cybersecurity AI analyst built for incident response and frontline SecOps. Built to handle the data deluge, reduce security toil, reason across long investigations, and replan when workflows hit dead ends. It combines tools, skills, tasks, memory, and real-time threat data from Google Telemetry, Mandiant, VirusTotal, and OSV. SecGemini turns large-scale cryptic logs into incident summaries, reconstructs a fine-grained attack timeline, and suggests a response plan. And this is where it becomes real. Let's see SecGemini apply that reasoning to malware analysis. SecGemini begins by triaging the sample, identifying the file type, internal architecture, native libraries, obfuscation, and suspicious strings. Then it goes deeper, reasoning through execution logic, network activity, C2 indicators, encryption routines, and retained memory facts. It successfully shows the analyst what happened, why it matters, and what evidence supports the conclusion. SecGemini 3 is not just another security tool. It is an AI analyst for the next era of cyber defense.
Amazing.
So as you just saw, SecGemini fundamentally changes incident response. And starting today, we are announcing that we are opening the SecGemini Trusted Tester Program for select enterprises such as Flipkart, DBS, and government partners right here in India and in the APAC region.
Thank you, Pankaj. I know that's going to be a game changer for the teams here. Let's now pivot to the user layer. So startups are building agents that take actions on users' behalf. But if a threat actor steals a session cookie, they bypass passwords. They bypass the multi-factor authentication. They effectively become you. And what is the fix there?
Well, Harsh, the only way to fix this is to make the stolen cookie completely useless to the attacker. And you do that by binding it cryptographically to the machine's hardware. And today, I'm very proud to announce that Google is open sourcing the device-bound session credentials protocols specification. And so startups today can deploy the same cryptographic protections that Google uses to protect billions of its users and do it completely for free.
Thank you, Pankaj. So essentially what you're saying is that with DBSC, the device and the sessions will become secure. Now let's look at the broader multi-agent society. We are designing for a world where your agent and my agent have to do a handshake, they have to conduct commerce autonomously. How do we build traffic rules for that? I'm sure API keys are not going to cut it.
No, they're not. They're not going to cut it. So what you need is structural protocols. Okay. And that's why Google is spearheading the agent-to-agent protocol so that agents can securely share intent. And to make everything actionable, we are unlocking the Agent Payments Protocol, or AP2. And it's a secure gateway that allows autonomous agents to conduct pre-approved financial transactions less than 10,000 rupees. And they can do this completely on their own.
Amazing. So DBSC, A2A, and AP2. Putting these open standards into the hands of Indian developers is how our ecosystem can lead globally. And to help accelerate that capacity, Google is proud to announce 2 net new partnerships academically right here in India. So with IIT Madras to evaluate the user LLMs for firmware vulnerability discovery, and with IIT Delhi to help map the infrastructure of online scams. Amazing. Pankaj, this was great. I know we are just about out of time, but before you leave, for the developer here who is sitting in the audience and ready to build an agent this afternoon, what is your call to action?
Okay, first, for everybody here, I'll advise you to look at COSI, or Coalition for Secure AI. This is an open industry consortium that Google co-founded. You'll find a lot of good material there about threat models and security best practices. And Harsh, for the developer who's building their agentic applications today, I will say at a minimum, do 3 things. First, make sure you map what your agent is allowed to do or not allowed to do, and that becomes your policy. Second, make sure you don't give the agent too many rights. So do not run the agent with the user's permissions. And number 3, sandbox the agent's runtime. Now, if you don't have a sandbox, I'm very happy to announce that today we are open sourcing Capsum, which is a specialized runtime sandbox. Capsum allows you to run agents in their own virtual machines, and you can observe whatever they're doing and apply your policy on it. And in case your agent gets compromised or prompt injected, the rest of your system will be secure. So Harsh, what we're trying to do is make security like electricity. It's always there, it's always on, in the background is doing the work, and let the developers focus on what they do best, which is build the agentic applications of tomorrow.
Awesome. So guys, security as an ambient utility. I think Indian startups are already proving the ROI on this. So Stan, which is a local gaming platform, embedded Gemini's safety stack to automate their audio moderation. They expanded coverage by 14x, dropped errors by 90%, and saw a 23% increase in user retention. So when safety is embedded directly into your foundation, it becomes a growth engine and your competitive advantage. With that, Pankaj, I would like to thank you so much for joining me this morning for a fantastic conversation.
Thank you, Harsh.
Great. So to reflect on this morning and convey how this could help developers in this event and beyond in Bengaluru and Karnataka, I'm joined by a special guest, may I please welcome the Commissioner for Industrial Development and Director of Industries and Commerce of Karnataka, Ms. Khushbu G. Chaudhary, who also has the additional charge as the Secretary for Higher Education Department and as the MD of KSIIDC. Ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Am I audible?
Thank you. Ma'am, we have just discussed and we have spent time discussing the complex safety layers required for artificial intelligence. So from your perspective, leading the Karnataka State Industrial and Infrastructure Development Corporation, how are we ensuring that this secure environment actually accelerates the growth for our startups?
Thank you, Harsh. Before I answer your question, I would just like to say that I may be one of the only few non-technical speakers here in the event today. And that's the true power of AI. It basically gives people like me to make use of the technology to its best advantage. So I congratulate Google for making this event today. And agentic AI is definitely something which allows all of us to be part of this growth journey.
Sure.
Now to answer your question, at the state level, our primary goal has always been to provide an environment which is designated for frictionless innovation. You heard excerpts of this vision during the keynote address which was given by Honorable Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar. Yeah. We often think of safety and innovation as competing objectives, but in our opinion, they actually reinforce each other. We are now moving towards a model where security is treated as a foundational utility, much like other utilities, water, electricity, which we use in our daily lives. For a startup, the biggest challenge should be solving a real-world problem and not actually waste time and effort on navigating the uncertainties or rebuilding basic trust and security mechanisms. Government's role is to create the conditions where responsible innovation can actually flourish. That means enabling good digital infrastructure, progressive policies, skilled talent, and a collaborative ecosystem where innovators can focus on building great products. In fact, in my previous role as Secretary Higher Education, I no longer hold that charge. We were trying to build on the skilled ecosystem also, and we're coming out with policies which actually link industry with skilling future generations of our students.
Amazing.
Karnataka already has one of the world's strongest startup and technology ecosystems. Our responsibility, therefore, is to ensure that it remains provide enabling policies and ensure innovation serves the entire public interest. Industry has the responsibility to continue to build responsibly, test rigorously, and remain transparent about risks as well as communication. Academia must bring independent research, evaluation, and talent to the table. And civil society, last but not the least, must continue ensuring that technology remains inclusive and reflects the actual needs of citizens, especially those who are often left behind in the growth journey. Therefore, it has never been our objective to slow down innovation. Our objective is to build trust because innovation ultimately moves fastest when people have confidence in the technology they use.
Yes, that's very well said, ma'am. Thank you. So you lead the industry development portfolio for Karnataka. The state is already one of the strongest technology ecosystems. Your thoughts on how the state can become not just the hub for AI innovation, but also a global hub for responsible AI?
So Karnataka already has a unique advantage because very few places in the world, and please understand I'm saying world, not India,
yes,
have the complete AI ecosystem in any one location. We do have world-class startups. We are the startup capital of India, global capability centers, leading technology companies, outstanding universities. I would like to say that I heard 2 partnerships. I hope that the third partnerships come with the university
is always
in
on our
Karnataka.
chart, so
Yes.
don't worry about that part.
Research institutions
Yes.
and one of the deepest engineering talent pools anywhere.
Yes.
Our ambition now is to build on these strengths and make responsibility part of our innovation identity. We want companies building AI in Karnataka to also say that they built this in an ecosystem known for trust, safety, and inclusion. Responsible AI is not only the right thing to do, It is becoming a competitive advantage. It attracts quality investments, creates high-value jobs, and builds long-term confidence among businesses and citizens alike.
Excellent. We'll look into that. We are working with VTU and with IISc, so just to name a few things. But finally, as we look into the future, as we all should, how do we inspire excitement and continue this momentum with these breakthroughs while ensuring that everyone feels secure embarking on this journey?
So the true potential of any technology, and especially this technology, will unlock through openness, active education, and the incredible visible benefits it brings to daily life. When people clearly see what AI can achieve. So even in my office, where we've not had any formal training, I've actually made them use AI for small things right now, but hopefully towards bigger things.
Yes.
So when actually people clearly see what AI can achieve alongside essential human oversight, it opens up a world of possibilities. Every sector has an inspiring role to play in the ecosystem. The previous sessions have demonstrated this very well. Excellent sessions, by the way.
Thank you.
Ultimately, our collective goal should be to make AI incredibly useful, safe, and universally accessible. For Karnataka, AI is not only a technology opportunity. It is also an industrial and an economic opportunity. It has the potential to transform manufacturing, healthcare, agriculture, education, and all public services. Safety is no longer a brake on innovation. It is a very launch pad that allows our grandest ideas to scale. The agentic era will ultimately be defined by how wisely and creatively our institutions, companies, and societies come together to build a brighter future. The future of this will not be built by governments or companies working in isolation. It will be built through partnerships. Karnataka looks forward to working with technology leaders like Google, academia, startup, and civil society. I'm sure a lot of them are here today to ensure that AI is innovative, trusted, and benefits everyone.
Amazing. Thank you, Ms. Khushbu. That was very helpful for just reinforcing our belief. I'm sure these insights will be priceless for our developer community. Thanks again for joining us. Thank you. Great. So we had a couple of very inspiring conversations, and to close out on this incredible morning of innovation and to let you know what to do the rest of the day, please join me in welcoming Karthik Padmanabhan.
Namaskara, Bengaluru. Chanagidira. Thank you so much for coming today. Thank you. To all the GDs and GDG communities, the startup founders, the enterprises, large, small, our partners across Google teams, and to the industry bodies, we are so happy to have you all here. Through the Build with AI event series hosted by our amazing GDG communities and ecosystem partners, which had some very innovative programs like Prompt Wars, Agentic Premier Leagues, and Code for Communities Hackathon, we are seeing builders like you unlock this technology to build incredible solutions using AI. And the momentum continues as we proudly welcome the newest cohort of 40 app-first and AI-first startups to our Google Accelerator programs here in India. Suswagata. Well, it has been an incredible morning of demos, learnings, and sharing among some of our amazing dignitaries amongst us. But now, the keynotes are over, and the real work begins. This afternoon is about finding your people, challenging each other, and pushing the boundaries of what these tools can do. So if you see me or anyone from Google, we're all wearing blue lanyards. Come tell us what you're building. You also have your bingo cards with which you should actively complete and have a fruitful day today. You can scan the QR codes on the screen right now for the afternoon agenda. Well, friends, needless to say, power up your laptops and let's go build the future. Thank you. Mate, ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು Bengaluru.
Ladies and gentlemen,